Imagine begging your husband to stop cheating. He apologizes and says to you that he is sorry, but refuses to stop this affair. To make it worse, he brings her home and she gives you a pregnancy advice. This is exactly what happened to one woman on Reddit. And her story is absolute wild. Let's get into it. This lady, who is a Reddit user, she is 32 years old, and her husband, he is 34 years old. They recently moved to a new state to start a new life together. He gets a new job in this new city, and 6 months into this job, he started having an affair with the office receptionist. She began to suspect because her gut feelings were telling her that something wasn't right. She expressed her worries and concern to her husband. But as always with abusers, they lie. They tell you stories. They make you feel as though you are not right in your head. So he convinces her that the colleague is just a lonely old lady. He is just trying to support her. He even went as far as inviting her over to their house for dinner. You can imagine when your husband, just to prove to you that there was nothing going on, he invites this colleague. You think, okay, maybe there's really nothing there. Because you would think if actually something is happening, he wouldn't dare. He would not dare bring him to our house. But in this case, this man did. So she prepared dinner and she welcomed her. But deep down her, she still feels that something wasn't right. Her gut feeling is still telling her something is going on here. She knew deep down that something did not add up. So they started eating and were having conversation. And this woman was asking her if she would like to have children. She advised her on the type of vitamins she could take to increase her fertility. Can you imagine that? Your husband's mistress talking to you about fertility. She was giving her pregnancy advice. Meanwhile, she is sleeping with her husband. The affair carried on this time with more intensity. So, feeling deceived and betrayed, she confronts her husband. He owned up to the affair and said he was sorry, but turned it around and blamed her for the cause of the affair. What is I'm sorry when it does not mean anything? What is I'm sorry when you go back to the disgusting behavior that you've exhibited? What is I'm sorry when you cannot stop what you are doing? Out of pain and frustration, this Reddit user messaged her husband's mistress. She asked her to please stop seeing her husband. She pleaded with her to stop seeing him. And what does the mistress say? She had the audacity to ask this lady if she has been intimate with her own husband. Are you kidding me? Whoa. She's asking her if she's been intimate with her husband. Can you believe that? Not an apology. No shame whatsoever. But what this lady got was a smug and disrespectful response. Here are some of the comments from Reddit when this was posted. Someone wrote, "I'm very glad to hear you're divorcing because both your husband and his partner are profoundly awful people with no moral compass whatsoever. You are at risk every day you are tied to that man in any way." I think I totally agree with this. Then the second person wrote, "It seems wild some women stay, especially if they don't have kids. But I personally know a couple who stayed longer than they should have, while their husband either has a years long affair or was abusive. It was because they didn't have any bills or anything in their name, had no money to live, no credit, car wasn't even in their name, etc. It's hard to ask for help. Some people are embarrassed. And I understand they stay because they don't have money to live." I totally agree with this too. Another Reddit user commented and said, Could you imagine? There are many felonies. I did give this woman grace for if she acted on her instinct to go play slap a HOE with this vile human. For real, though, I hope she called the woman's husband and shared these messages. He needs to know what kind of monster he has in his bed and around his children. I couldn't imagine the hell I did rain down if my husband affair partner was questioning me about our lives and telling me it's because they promised not to tell white lies to each other. Is she really that shocked he is sleeping with another woman, especially since he is in fact married to the other woman? Where do people get the nerve? So let's break this down. This woman was gaslit. She was blamed for the reason of her husband having an affair. She was emotionally tormented by both her husband and the other woman. But here is a hard truth. Please, women, listen. You cannot beg someone to stop cheating. You cannot. You can't make them stop. The moment you have to convince someone to value you, to respect you, you've lost your peace. This is not love. It's emotional abuse disguised as confusion. From her post, she said she's going for a divorce. Apparently, she's divorcing him. I pray she finds healing and peace because it is something difficult to deal with. You know, a man that you've met, you've loved, you've started life together for no reason. There is no reason, no justification whatsoever. He decides to go out and cheat. Even when he's caught red-handed, still did not feel the need to apologize. Instead, he carries on. It can affect your mental stability. It can make you start feeling very, very inferior because you start wondering, what is it about me that he's so disliked? And it might affect your self-esteem. I hope she finds healing and peace that she needs. So my advice this afternoon is that if you've ever felt crazy for doubting your gut, or someone says you're crazy, trust me, you have to listen to your gut. If you've ever begged someone to choose you, please know you deserve better. I always say it on my platform. You deserve better. You are valued. You will get someone who is much more better, who will value you. My last piece of advice is that trust your gut. You are not crazy. Live with your sanity and dignity. Don't let anyone push you around. I'm not saying don't forgive. I am a Christian. I do forgive. But when something is happening consistently and is affecting your mental health and the other party is not really doing anything, he's not doing anything or she's not doing anything to help, to build, to nurture your relationship, it's not worth it. What do you think? You think about this scenario? Was she wrong to have messaged her husband's mistress? Was she wrong to have confronted her husband? If you find yourself in her situation, what would you do? Thanks for watching today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, God's blessings.